On the last video I made about Cinder, there were a few people who wanted the next video to be about Salem, so as promised, here is the Salem video. If you saw this video as an ad, the reason I promoted the video is because I spend a lot of work on these videos, and today on YouTube it just seems like it's very difficult to get an audience, but here's the Salem video. If you guys want me to cover another character, as you can see, I get these videos out pretty quick, so whoever gets the most votes in the comment section, I'll do that video tomorrow. This is the ultimate Salem video. It will contain major spoilers for how the show will end. I'll reveal this information towards the end of this video and warn you before I say it. If you've never loved someone or had a long-term relationship, this video might go over your head because today we discuss some Jerry Springer shit. Today we discuss Salem.
It's her.
And let me be the first person to make a comparison of her character to another. I truly believe that her character was inspired by none other than Demona from Gargoyles. And I hope one day Rooster Teeth gives me a shout out. Both Salem and Demona are brilliant characters that carry almost every scene.
Police! Police!
What would you do? Capture him for human justice? He'd be out of jail and back on the streets in a day.
They are strong female antagonists with almost the same personality. If you watch Gargoyles, you'll see so much of Salem in Demona. But here is where the similarities seem to be more than just coincidence. Both characters are immortal and cannot be killed, but not born immortal. They are both cursed with immortality by higher powers. Salem was granted immortality due to her sins against the gods and her failure to understand life. Demona was given immortality willingly, but she did not know the negative stipulations of her deal before she took it. Both characters have an ancient backstory that takes place in a completely different time period than modern day. Both characters suffer from deep-rooted emotional pain, and surprisingly, both characters have a primary goal of controlling events of their world. Here's where the similarities go deeper. Not only are the husbands of both Salem and Demona their primary enemy, but both husbands have a unique way in which they get reborn into modern day. They do not have immortal bodies like their wives, but Goliath had a spell placed on him to sleep for over 1,000 years, while Ospen's soul just reincarnates. Understanding the character of Demona will help you understand Salem. Every time I see a video discussing Salem, it seems like a teenager made it. Not an adult who's experienced love, loss, and devotion to another person. Salem is actually a dream girl, ride or die type woman, which is exactly what a real man needs. I don't get how people expect her to behave after what she's been through. She's like, I lied for you, I killed for you, I even tricked the gods to have you back in my life, but now I hate my life. All I had was you, and now I have 4 children. You're gonna take my children from me? Even though I've given you everything I had to give. Salem is like Omni-Man from Invincible.
Think, Mark! You'll outlast every fragile, insignificant being on this planet. You'll live to see this world crumble to dust and blow away!
She's lived for so long, she's seen people come and go countless times. Her perspective on life is probably far deeper than we can ever dream of. She sees how weak-minded people are, like the ones who dislike my videos.
I knew I sensed some weak minds nearby.
She sees how easily people get manipulated, how greedy people are, how racist people are.
Like most things man doesn't understand, all sorts of rumors and stories surround the faunas. People avoided them like the plague, pushing them out of settlements and sometimes even hunting them down.
Salem is not in the wrong or right. What she's doing is fair game. Salem is not ending the world. It's this asshole who will most likely destroy everything. She has every right to collect relics just as Osmond does. Remnant is just mad they can't get their shit together.
Please, just take my Leon and leave.
Have you ever played The Sims or created any character in a video game? Have you deleted characters to create new ones? We do this because it's well within our right to do. We are responsible for things we create. If the world of Remnant is more negative than positive, it needs to be taken out. Remnant is just like Earth. It seems good from the perspective of some, but it's pure trash for other people. What I'm about to say could change your perspective of Salem. It will most likely be a spoiler and possibly the end of RWBY. So if you don't want it spoiled, then leave now. Salem is not really evil. Salem is just the Lich King of RWBY. Someone influenced by a power beyond their control.
This force of pure destruction could not destroy a being of infinite life. Instead, it created a being of infinite life with a desire for pure destruction.
People forget that Salem is a hero. She's one of the greatest heroes to ever exist in Remnant. Her and Osmond probably have a better resume than any huntsman to ever live. Salem is just not in full control of her thoughts. Just like a person's not the same when they're on drugs. Salem tried to overdose on medication she thought would kill her, but instead it took control of her mind and changed her nature. We know that Salem can't be killed, but what we don't know is that Salem will be changed. Salem will be stopped by none other than RWBY. RWBY's eyes have the ability to cleanse you of your impurities.
Cleansed of your impurity.
It's the reason why Cinder lost her eye and arm when hit by RWBY's attack. Cinder had her arm and left eye infused with Grim Juice. This is how Cinder was able to steal the maiden powers from Amber. RWBY's silver eyes erased the impure parts of Cinder away. And guess what will happen once she hits Salem? Once Salem is cleansed, she will no longer have the desire to kill and take life as she has been. She will eventually learn the meaning of life and lose her infatuation with death. For the first time, we will see Salem in all her glory as the good person and hero she once was. The curse will be lifted, and this is how Salem will die. I think this will be one of the most beautiful things we've ever seen in RWBY. The gods will most likely never be summoned because humanity is in no condition to be judged. Remember, Remnant will end if they are summoned while humanity is still flawed. Salem will no longer have control of the Grimm, which will make them run wild. The show will most likely experience a time skip in which new plots and villains will be introduced. This will not happen in season 9 or 10. This will happen no earlier than season 11, as the show will start to end where it all started, Beacon Academy.